It was a visit to bring attention to a dire situation, the Malian refugee crisis. The UNHCR High Commissioner António Guterres came to call for support for a region that can barely feed its own people. He was accompanied by Anne Richard, the U.S. Assistant Secretary, Population, Refugees and Migration. More than 250,000 people have fled Mali in the last 6 months as fighting erupted. Thousands have come here to Dumba camp in Burkina Faso. UNHCR assists them as well as sensitizes the local community.
We have put a lot of strategy in terms of communication because that was the key for the success of such operations. For people to understand the importance of the registration.
The registration will take place in all official sites in Burkina Faso for the next weeks. Refugees can at least feel safer in the camp than in their own country. UNHCR is struggling to get funds to help the Malian refugees.
We know that a little help can go a long way, and so I'm hoping that we can bring more donors to learn about these situations and to take positive action.
Guterres and Richard were invited by some refugees' families in their shelters. Raisha too fled Mali with 13 members of her family, including her mentally handicapped son and her grandchildren. They arrived in Demba refugee camp last February from Gossi. She told Guterres and Richard that they fled with a donkey, some water and a little food, and walked for 2 weeks before reaching safety in Burkina Faso.
So my appeal to the international community, and I'm very happy that I'm joined by the Assistant Secretary of State, Anne Richards, my appeal is for the international community to show with the Malian refugees and with the people and governments of Burkina Faso, Niger and Mauritania exactly the same solidarity that these governments and these peoples have been able to express to the Malian refugees.
In addition to the refugees in Burkina Faso, there are also 96,000 in Mauritania and 53,000 in Niger. Another 174,000 are internally displaced within Mali.